Wow, welcome again to today's class. Today's class is going to be another powerful one. Wow. Start with what you have. You know, many times people believe they really don't have much to start with. It could be a business. It could be a class. It could be anything you want to start. Whether it's a family you want to start, okay? Every successful people always start with what they have. You know, sometimes we said, I really don't have anything. I really don't have anything. That's why I've not started. I have great vision, you see. I have wonderful ideas of things I really want to do. Oh, million making ideas I have. But only if I have the capital. I understand. The way you've spoken at all in itself, proof that you have something. Listen, you've just said you have a vision or you have an idea, but you said you don't have a capital. But the idea is the capital you need. You have something. You see, you should, put away the idea of you don't have anything. You have a vision. You have a dream, you have an idea. What you're only claiming you don't have is the money to start. How about if I tell you that the money is not really what you need to start, but what you need to start, you have the idea. The question is, can't you talk? You can, okay? You have an idea and you can talk. Wow. That in itself is an asset. The question is, who can you talk to? Okay? Who is interested in your vision, in your idea? That's what matters. Let me tell you a story. Probably you might know the story of Moses. Okay? God called him and was sending him now to Egypt to go and deliver, the children of Israel. The question that was asked him was, what do you have in your hand? Okay? He probably could have said nothing. Well, remember, he was holding a rod in his hand. The rod he was holding in his hand was the rod he used to deliver the people, from the hands of Pharaoh. The rod in his hand was what he used to stretch forth to the Red Sea and parted it into two. That rod was useful. The question is, what do you have in your hand that can do the extraordinary for you? I remember years back, okay, I'd had an idea to start a business, and the capital, so to say, was not there. Okay, but then I had a couple of phones in my hands. They were not really expensive phones, but there came a brother of mine, that flew into the country, and wow, he needed a phone, and I had just given him my phone to use. After a few days, was going to spend just a few days, and he was going back. And by the time he was returning back that phone to me, I think a part, of that cover at the back of the phone. I remember it's an Alcatel phone, old school, and he was returning it back it wasn't really in good shape anymore. But I wasn't feeling bad. But he said something to me. He said, you know what? I'm going to send you a new phone. I've got a new phone. I'm going to send it to you when I get back home, And he did. And by the time I received that phone, boy, to cut the story short, I traded the phone. I got some capital from that phone. And I started my business. That business grew. Okay? I employed 2 sales, reps. All right? The business really grew. And you see, there are some certain things that also came along. Okay? While, I'd started that business. Okay? It was a boutique. Okay? And boy, there are some certain laws that are operational, okay, whether you know it or not, believe it or not. When you apply some certain laws or principles, there are some certain things that begins to happen. You just begin to attract the people you need, the resources you need to move your business to another level. But you see, if you hadn't started, you will not experience what I'm about to say to you. Many times, for you to get your business to another level, you have to start. You just have to start. Okay? And if you have to ask me, when can I start? I'm going to tell you to start now. Okay? Start now. If you're working somewhere right now, and you've got those bills you're paying, because that's what you do with the money that comes from such place anyway. I'm not going to say to you to just leave where you're working right now, but start working out something on the side. Okay? You really need to put some things to work. You need to start something. You can actually start something, okay, with your extra time. You can start something. If you think nicely, there's something you can start on the side. Okay? Maybe all you just need in a day is 2 hours, okay, or 3 hours, or 1 hour, depending on how much time you've got left in the day. Do your own thing. Start your own side stuff. Okay? And it will grow definitely, because you're not lazy, and probably that's your gift or passion. So you're going to do it joyfully. Okay? You won't feel tired when you're doing such thing. Because it's your thing anyway. Now, listen. Let me tell you some of those things that started happening. One of such is this. There was a guy who came to my boutique. And he saw the things I was, into. And his sister used to travel over us to get some, certain type of clothing, and bring it into the country. And he said, wow, you know what? My sister just traveled. The moment she comes back, I'm going to ask her to come see you. Now, to cut the story short, by the time the sister was back, she came to see me. She saw my boutique. And wow, she came with stuffs. Do you know that she supplied me goods that's worth several tens of thousands, and I didn't even have to pay for them? My shop got fuller, okay, with nice stuffs that I didn't have to run around to get, supply for. Okay, they came to me. Why? I've started something. There's a law that is working for me right now. I'm attracting the people I need. The resources I need was coming to me. Why? Because I started something. I put a law to motion. Okay? Now, aside from that, another friend of mine visited me. Okay? Saw what I was doing. He said, wow. And introduced me also to another lady. Okay? She's from the US, and she brought in, normally she brings in some particular kind of clothing and wigs into the country. I was introduced. Boy, I started meeting people just because I started something. Okay? I met a lady. Wow. I was given several other clothings, wigs. My boutique got fuller. I was just expanding. Okay? I didn't mean, as though that wasn't enough. This same person introduced me to another guy who normally goes to Italy to bring in some Italian suit, Italian trousers. I was introduced to this person and he started supplying me. Listen, what happened was I started receiving goods like on credit. I sell and I pay them back. Okay? That was not the end. I remember my mom's friend also flew into the country. She has her own shop where she was selling baby stuffs, a big store. Okay? Now she visited my mom, and my mom told her about my boutique. She came, she saw it, she was like, wow. You know what? The next time I travel back to the States, I'm going to come with some stuffs for you. In less than like 3 months, thereabouts, she came with some nice clothing stuffs for me. My boutique got bigger. Now, what I started with, compare with what I've stocked in my boutique, it was alarming. By the time I'd sold like a quarter of what I have in my boutique, I've paid all my suppliers and I still got goods left. That's worth hundreds of thousands. I think you should consider starting now with what you have. Maybe what you have is a voice. Nice voice that can sing. Maybe what you have is a gift to sew clothes. Maybe what you have is a gift, maybe you like, photography, okay, cinematography, whatever it is, it's high time you start with whatever you have. Listen, I have a friend who is into photography. When he started with an amateur camera, with like a toy camera. He started snapping people and he would give them the pictures. They love those pictures with an amateur camera. Okay? And, then he started charging some, little fees on those pictures, and people were buying because it's their picture anyway. Okay? To cut the story short, he saved good enough money. He bought himself a professional camera. He started getting jobs of weddings, businesses. He was really making cool money. You have to consider starting with what you have. You have to stop making excuses, because excuses will not help you. You need to start, and you need to start right now. Start with what you have, because successful people always start. Bye for now.